Hola, mi amore. Hello, everybody. This is another episode of the Daily Opinion Fact Check. Hopefully you had a good week. Nothing really happened this week, but hopefully you had a good week. But regardless of all that other bullshit, let's get the fuck back into it. So, I don't know if y'all have seen this yet, but this is a bold man. A very bold man. A very confident man, someone that really either has enough money to not give a fuck or just, he just don't give a fuck. But it's a Brazilian anesthesiologist was working on a woman with a C-section that was going through a C-section, right? And let me just paint the picture real quick. So pretty much within the video, he's all dressed up, and then there are people working on the woman's, naughty bits, her little vagina pieces and everything like that. So, there's a tarp up between the woman's head, or on the woman's neck. So pretty much a tarp that, if she were to wake up out of the anesthesia, she looks down, she doesn't see her guts just wide open and everything. So, her guts wide open and everything like that. So, and then there's a bunch of people on the other side, like 5 or 6 people working on the cesarean section and everything. So this guy is at the top of the thing, at the top of her head, and pretty much putting his dick in her mouth and rubbing his dick all over her face and everything like that. This is the boldest shit to do because there's other people not even 3 feet away from him that just can't see his dick because of the tarp. And he's doing all this stuff. I don't know how long the video goes for. And they said that even just that day, there were 2 other ladies that he was an anesthesiologist for. So they're like, he probably did to them too while they were under. And for those who don't know, anesthesia is like that shit that puts you to sleep. So yeah, it's a bold dude. I don't understand why. That's the number one thing is that most people will play about a lot of shit. They'll fuck around, but most people don't fuck around about their money. And most people don't fuck around about their family or kids. Those are usually the only 2 things. This guy's fucking around with his livelihood, aka money, and he's going to prison. I think he got 10 years for it. But yeah, this guy's really, really about that shit, and he's really about that rape life because it has to be some other sort of sexual fantasy thing that he's getting out of it because it's like some voyeurism or something. It makes no sense. But either way, I think he's getting 10 years in prison. This is also in Brazil, by the way, not in the great US of A. We would never do something like that. They would never. But moving on to the next one. I don't know if y'all ever heard of this, but a man was charged in the rape of a 10-year-old who traveled to Indiana for an abortion. So apparently this girl in Ohio was statutorily raped. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like statutory rape is when both parties want to do it, but one of them is just underage. And to me, rape is when someone just has sex without their consent. So I'm not sure which one this is. Obviously, it's both of them. If you just say statutory rape, it's still rape, regardless of if they want or not. Personally, I don't believe that. But either way, it doesn't really say. I'm assuming that this girl was actually getting raped. Not statutorily raped, because she's only 10 years old and this guy looks much older, maybe mid to late 20s, I'd say. But pretty much, Jerson, that's a stupid fucking name. This doesn't even sound Mexican. Jerson. All right. Jerson Fuentes, the man charged with raping and impregnating a 10-year-old girl in Ohio, is Guatemalan, blah, 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 whatever the fuck. So I think he was an illegal alien, in the United States illegally, whatever. And he raped a girl in Ohio, and now she's going to Indiana, I believe, in order to get an abortion. And now, this is new news that I heard of today, the Ohio mayor, or whoever the fuck is the main motherfucker in the state, I don't know if that's a mayor, the secretary, or what, but the mayor of Ohio is now saying that he's looking for which doctor gave the abortion, and is going to try to get that doctor's license pulled. And it's just like, what? I don't know. This whole abortion thing is just out of whack, because it's like, yeah, we're going to make a 10-year-old have a child to term, and then I don't even know. I don't know what the thinking is on. I really don't. I don't understand what it's like, what your mindset is on, like, because I've heard of people saying the baby didn't do anything wrong. So what happens is just what happens, but it's like, but then they also say, if it's going to affect your health, like if you would die if you had this kid, then they'll let you abort it, right? So my takeaway from that is that, like, okay, the 10-year-old probably isn't equipped, like, physically equipped in order to have this kid, right? So it's just like, if she has this kid, that could really destroy her chance of having children in the future when she's like fully grown and everything like that. And obviously the mental trauma of going through a rape and then a pregnancy and then a whole birth at the age of 10 or 11, that's probably not healthy to the child. So at what point do we care about kids? It's only to the point of when they're out, and then it's like, oh, okay, we don't care what happens after that. If you get raped and, stabbed to death or whatever, it's like, it is what it is. Because, I don't know, the same way that, like, you have to make things consistent throughout. Like, even with the HOV lane thing that I talked about a week or two ago, where the lady was pulled over, she said, I'm pregnant, so there's two people in the car. And then the cop is like, well, technically the kid has to be outside your body. It's like, you're just making shit up, bro. And number two, like, and it's like, but it's a different, like, number one, there's no rule saying that it has to be outside your body there. I doubt there's any stipulation in any fucking court that really says shit like that. Yeah, because that would be very, like, forthgoing with whoever the fuck did that. Like, whoever wrote that law and was like, actually, let's make sure that we say outside the body, because in case of, but also, what if you're fucking your girl? You're inside her and then you get pulled over, is that illegal? Does that count as two people? I'm technically inside of her, but it's two people. I don't know, but still, it's just weird that at a certain point we just don't give a fuck about the kids, because, like, I mean, 10 years old having a baby, you already know that's going to be life changing sort of things that happen during that birthing process. But I mean, I don't know. Some people really give a fuck about these embryos, I guess. I'd love to go back in time, or not back in time. I'd love to get like a in-depth look at a lot of these senators that passed these abortion bills, just to see if they got an abortion in the past. Because one thing that I fucking hate about some people is that, what is that thing? Rules for thee, but not for me type of things, where, if we go into a senator's past, there's probably an abortion somewhere within it, and I don't know. And then there's like, well, at that point, because in my mind, I'm like, I take everything very literally. So it's like, if a senator's like, well, at that point in time, I was young and dumb, didn't know what I was doing, and now I really regret it. And it's like, you can say that when you don't have the kid, but what if you did have the kid and then it fucked up you not being a senator, And then also, a day later is also young and dumb. You can still use that conversation for a day later and being like, yeah, I got my mistress pregnant, and, she got an abortion yesterday, but, I was young and dumb back then, and I wish I hadn't have done it. And it's like, okay, well, either way, you kind of benefited from it, and now you're making sure that other people don't do it. Like, it's a really fucked up way to try to do things, but it is what it is. Number two, I don't even know who the fuck this guy is. Ricky Martin reportedly facing 50 years in prison. So, according to reports, pop star Ricky Martin. Oh, he's a pop star? I thought this motherfucker was was some people that fake online actor. Thought he was an actor. Facing up to 50 years in prison for an alleged domestic violence and incest with his nephew. Whew. Yeah, that's crazy. As reported on Friday from the Spanish news website Marquia, Ricky's accuser identified his 21-year-old nephew, Dennis Yael Sanchez, which will introduce incest into the case in Puerto Rico. Ricky is set to attend court on July 21st. Sources say the nephew allegedly ended a 7-month relationship with the singer, which Ricky reported did not take well, and continued to contact nephew and show up at his home. We'll update. Now, Now, number one, why isn't this 21-year-old getting charged with anything? Because you can't get, I don't think Ricky, whoever the fuck this guy is, Ricky Martin, he's a pretty handsome guy. I'm looking at his face. They say he's Mexican or something. Pretty handsome. They're saying he's getting charged with incest and domestic violence. Okay, I understand domestic violence. If you're like hitting him or whatever, and he's just defending himself. But also, you're 21 years old, bro. It's only a 7-month relationship. Either way you cut that shit, the most you could have been was 20 years old when this shit started. So you were in your right mind when you started fucking your, what is this, uncle? That's weird. Your dad's brother. Why are you fucking your dad's brother? That just don't make any fucking sense at all. Yeah, that don't make any sense. That shouldn't be sexy to you, but whatever. But yeah, like, so you were 20 years old at the most, when you started fucking your uncle. What? I say, this is a crazy fucking sentence. But yeah, so you should be getting charged with incest also. And if he was beating you, that's just an assault charge. I don't know if you should be able to get 50 years for assault. That seems a bit crazy. But also, this Ricky Martin guy, I mean, I've heard of him before, but if he's that rich, he ain't getting no fucking 50 years. But yeah, hopefully it works out. I don't know. I need to read a little bit more into the story, but I don't have time for this. Okay, and this one may not be a funny one. I don't think any of this shit's been funny recently. I really need to focus on that. Right now, what I'm focusing on, and this is just for the inside people, because when this shit blows the fuck up, you can listen to, my newer episodes and be like, wow, he's really changed a lot, and he's gotten a lot better at doing this whole podcast and shit. So I'm just focusing on not saying and not saying like, and just kind of making this a more cohesive story without a lot of breaks and everything in it. Whenever I want to say or like, I just take a quick pause. And so if you hear me doing that, then that's exactly what I'm doing. There you go. Fucked it up. Let's see. Damn it, I said it again. Trans woman impregnates multiple inmates in prison. And this is where I see a problem with this whole trans thing. Like, I said it again. Fuck. I shouldn't have said anything. I didn't think I was saying it before now. Pretty much, this is what the problem is. Again, I don't care about trans people. If you want to be trans, be trans. If you want to be gay, be gay. Super cool with gay people. I actually don't know any trans people. Let me think. Yeah, I don't think I've ever met. I've seen trans people, but I don't think I've ever met or had the time. I met a bunch of gay people, and I'm fine with gay people, but I've never met a trans person to be like, oh, okay. Yeah, that's my friend Tranny. That's my friend Tiffany, the tran. I remember that girl. What was that girl's name? What was that girl's name that used to fuck on Chris Brown? And she looked like a little lollipop with a big ass head, and she was Asian. And then she started going with Donald Trump or something like that. Karachi Tran? Tran must mean something in Japanese that don't mean the same shit over here, which makes sense because they're two totally different languages. Let's see. Damn, I did again. That's the 4th time. Y'all are fucking me up. Yeah. But yeah, I don't understand how people didn't think this was going to work out. Because I know if I was a criminal, which I'm not, but if I was, and then they're like, hey, either you can be a straight cis male and go to the men prison where they be stabbing people and shit, or you can go to the woman prison and maybe fuck your bunkmate and stuff. I'd be like, yeah, I'm going to the woman prison, clearly, you would be stupid to not do that. And yeah, I don't see how they didn't think that this would happen. If you put it, because the main thing I'm talking about is in order to surpass the whole thing with trans and gay and all that, and bathrooms and everything like that, because it makes sense. If you want to be trans and you're a trans woman, which I'm assuming is a man that's transitioning to be a woman or dresses like a woman, cross-dresser, whatever the fuck. You want to go into the woman's bathroom because you don't want to out yourself, obviously. So in my mind, I'm like, hey, if you want to be a trans woman, that's cool. But trans to me, it's if you still have a dick, that means you're a cross-dresser. Most of the time, with the majority of people that are women have vaginas. And the majority of time of people that are men have dicks. So if you have a dick, no. Actually, that's the thing. It's like a vagina and then everything else on this side. You know what I mean? No, because I mean, that's going to out them too. Because if you go into the everything else thing, yeah, because the main thing that I'm talking about is just like, hey, if you have a vagina, you're probably going to be a little bit weaker than dicks. And I'm not saying that to be sexist. It's just usually dudes are stronger than girls, right? Girls are more flexible than guys. Guys are usually faster than women. I'll say that. There's a reason that people don't watch the WNBA. But, yes. So there needs to be either a difference where it just says like, hey, this is a strictly for women that were born as women at birth, born as men at birth, and then like just anonymous, like anything else can go on this third prison. You know, we might have to make a third, and I'm cool with that. Like make a third sex. Cis, because I feel like the majority of people, like 90% or more, are probably like cis male or cis female. You know, so we can have two separate ones because that's the majority of people. The other 10% can have a smaller prison since they're only making up like 5% of the entire, you know, I'd love to know what the statistics are, between like LGBTQ and everything the fuck else versus like cis male, cis female. I mean, I guess gay could work too. Gay people should go into regular people prisons. Yeah. Damn, that was kind of fucked up for me to say gay people and then regular people. But you know what I mean. You know what I mean. I'm still a regular person in this world. So, you know, I say fucked up things sometimes, and sometimes I'm a little bit stupid. I didn't say everything in here was right. Just said, I'm trying to give you some information, but yeah, pretty much. Let's read this little thing instead of me going in on transgenders and how the prison system should work. A transgender woman behind bars in New Jersey's women's prison impregnated two fellow inmates, prompting officials to move her to a different facility. A report revealed Saturday that Demi Minor, 27 years old, was moved last month from Edna Mahan, correctional facility for women to the Garden State Youth Correctional Facility, a prison for young adults in Burlington County, a New Jersey Department of Corrections spokesman said. The minor, who was serving a 30-year sentence for manslaughter, is in a vulnerable unit in the new facility where she is the only woman. Minor wrote in a blog post about Demi, due to the fact that I hung myself in a van, claims guard denied her request to be strip searched by a woman DOC officer. Yeah, I'm like, if you have a dick, you go to this prison. If you don't have a dick, you go to this prison. Simple enough. If you have a dick, you go over here. If you don't, you go over here. Easy enough. And it stops people from having kids in prison. I mean, I feel like there's a reason that men and women are separated in prison, because I feel like there's going to be a lot of rape going on, and that's not going to be very cool. But yeah, so it makes sense. Actually, fun fact, I don't know if anyone knows this, but I learned this from Adam 22 in his little podcast. I don't know who the other two guys were. I just saw it on a clip. I don't really watch No Jumper podcast with Adam 22. I don't really watch that podcast too often. I actually never seen a full episode, but I'll see little snips. And one of the snips was, why do you spit inside someone's ass after you win a fight? And I was like, why do you spit inside someone's ass after you win a fight? I've never heard of anyone doing this, but why would you ever do that? So the two men that were being not recorded by, that were being interviewed by Adam 22, which is like a white dude with like tattoos on his face and shit. And it seems like they do more urban podcasts, like a lot of people I haven't even heard of before, but it's like urban, like gangbanger shit like that. And there were two guys smoking weed, cool shit. And they were saying like, yeah, when you get into a fight and someone loses, there's always people around that says, get in that boy's booty or get in his butt. And so what you do is when he's like not, because, you know, that's like a way, it's showing that this guy is like utterly defeated by you, number one. So it's like if you can pull down his pants and he don't do nothing, he is knocked the fuck out or just giving up. So what happens is that they pull your pants down, they spit in your butt, and they just leave you there. Usually let me not say it never ends in rape, but the way that they were speaking on it, it didn't seem like it was a rape thing. It was more just like pull their pants down, spit in their butt. And so obviously, number one, like I said, you're really, really defeated if you're going to let somebody pull your pants down and spit in your asshole. But number two, which is only for a prison system thing, is that apparently anytime that you get foreign substance inside, a crevice of yours or whatever, like if it goes inside your body, they have to issue a rape kit, you know? So they take you to the hospital, the prison hospital, whatever, and then they give you like a rape kit where they make sure, I guess, no extra disease was passed on. So, I guess that's like, if someone were to semen inside you or piss in you or whatever, there could be some sort of disease in that piss that you need to be checked for and make sure that it, doesn't become something worse. And they can make sure, the spread of disease is like at least a bit manageable within the prison. So number one, issue a rape kit. Number two, the thing that they have to do is they have to contact your primary telephone, like your primary contact in like the real world that's not locked up, and alert them that you had been issued a rape kit. So essentially, your primary contact, they said, is either going to be like your mom, your dad, your girlfriend or wife or whatever, or like whoever the closest person is to you. It's going to be one of those three things: parents, girlfriend / spouse / wife, whatever, or, husband or whatever way you swing, or, your number one person in the world, like a best friend or whatever. And then the police have to tell them that there was a rape kit issued on you. So it's kind of like a double whammy. You got beat up in prison, and then the people on the outside, your number one person on the outside, also knows that they might not know that you just got beat up and then spit in, or they could be thinking like, oh, this man really just got raped in prison, so that when you get out, it's like a weird, it's a double whammy. So they're going to be thinking about it. You know that they know about it. And, I guess if you're getting that shit constantly, they know that you're having a bad time. Because imagine your mom knowing about that and not knowing if you're lying and saying like, nah, don't spit in my butt, or like my child's like legitimately getting thrown around in there. So that's a pretty crazy thing to think of, but I don't know, some real ass shit. Either way, yeah, just make prisons that have dicks and ones that have vaginas, because it's like really unnecessary to be bringing more girls or more children into this world that don't need to be here. It's not killing anything if they've never been alive in the first place. Number two, what the fuck is up with Sesame Street? I don't know if y'all seen this. I may have watched Sesame Street when I was younger, but I don't know what the fuck this little thing is. It's like it's like a light blue Elmo looking thing. It looks like a girl. I think it has a bow tie on its head. Pretty much at Sesame Place in Philadelphia. I've never heard of this shit before. It's like an off-brand Sesame Street or something like that. Okay, here we go. They released something. Pretty much this little character thing was going up to like white kids and, hugging them and giving them hand slaps or high fives. Most people call it, not hand slaps. Giving them high fives and shit. And then she would go to like little black girls or black boys, and then she would just wave them off and be like, nope, can't do it. And then we'll go on to the next one. And at first I was like, okay, maybe they just need to continue the little parade going, because apparently it was a parade. In my mind, I was like, okay, at first I was like, okay, maybe they just need to see the parade going. And then, she can just stop by every once in a while and say something or, hug somebody and keep moving. But no, it's really seemed like there was plenty of people that were just like, yeah, they did it to my kids too. So the Sesame Street people, the performer portraying Rosita, apparently the character has confirmed that the no hand gesture seen several times in the video was not directed towards any specific person. Rather, it was a response to multiple requests from someone in the crowd who asked Rosita to hold their child for a photo, which is not permitted. The Rosita performer did not intentionally ignore the girls and is devastated about the misunderstanding. We spoke to the family and extended our apologies and invited them back for a special meet and greet opportunity for our characters. We apologize to the guests for not delivering the experience. But that's the thing. This little Rosita girl, 100%, like, I don't think the parents were asking them to pick up their kids. Like, the kids would run over, say hi, and then the Rosita girl would just like wave them off. And then there's plenty of videos I'm actually going to show y'all, but it's pretty interesting how people, that racism shit is it's definitely a lifestyle. Like the same way that, I don't even know, like some vegans won't eat meat and they'd rather lose their job than eat meat. Racist is just like that. Yeah, I know I'll be a fucking, person inside of a parade and who the fuck is beeping their horn outside? Hold on. And I'm back. Had to make sure no one was fucking with my car, but whoever that goofy nigga is needs to get that shit checked out. But yeah. What was I talking about? This fucking Rosita bitch. Yeah, whatever. That racism shit is like deep as fuck. Cause it's like, if you know you gotta work with people, but you're a racist, like it's, you gotta ask the people in the shop, like, okay, are there no black people? Because I'm going to lose this job if there are black people here, because I'm not gonna deal with them. It's really crazy. Like, I don't think I could hate someone that much, that unless it's like a particular person. I can't do like a group, and it's in Philadelphia. I feel like Philadelphia, like any city, has a higher black population than anything rural. So it's like, you must be fucking stupid. Let's see. Next, this one's kind of cute. Kylie Jenner called a climate criminal after it was discovered she uses her private planes for 3-minute long flights, which could be just a 40-minute drive. And so it's interesting because I was like, that kind of makes sense if you're a millionaire just to do it. Like, who gives a fuck? And then, like, I don't know, give money to, I don't know, some renewable energy shit or something or other. But the thing that got me here, Kylie Jenner cannot be bothered with traffic. The billionaire is facing backlash over her private jet usage after receipts show her taking minutes-long flights across the town in order to avoid what amount to a 40-minute car ride. And they were saying, criticism first began brewing when Jenner posted a video on Insta, blah, blah, and Travis Scott embracing near the respective fucking jets. This nigga got a jet? I don't get Travis Scott. He's really, I don't know. I think he appeals to like the rocker white boy kind of people, like the teenager, because he's in Fortnite and shit. So he's probably getting that. And that's the thing. Like, I feel like rappers can't make crazy bread because it's like, okay, your demographic is like 13%. And then like the white people is probably going to be like, I don't know, the suburban. I don't fucking know. I have no clue. But it seems like Travis Scott at least extended his reach so far that it like includes all kids. It includes like preteens, teenagers, a little, maybe half of the black crowd, and then a bunch of other shit. But I feel like NLE Choppa does the same thing, but his music is more, more rap rather than rock. Okay, that didn't make it. Okay, this had nothing to do with Kylie. Mine are yours, blah, blah, 1% to pump whatever the fuck. Okay, so yeah, I'm like, if I was Kylie, what I would do is like every time I take my jet somewhere and fuck up the environment or whatever, just like invest in some renewable energy company and just be like, okay, as soon as y'all can make me a jet, because that's the thing, no one was bitching about Kobe when he was taking helicopters every game. It's like, yeah, that's probably cheaper, or what's it called, more polluting than a car, but it's like, I don't want to deal with that LA traffic, and I'm fucking Kobe the Bean Bryant. Hold on. No, I think I'm fucking that up. His first name was Bean Kobe Bryant. I think I might be fucking that up, but whatever. Don't tell me what it is. I don't care. Also, no one's listening to this. Actually, I have another person. Someone at least listened to the last episode. I don't know how long they lasted, but whoever this new guy is, I appreciate it, bro. I really do. And it also could have been my other podcast fucking guy from Pullout Gods. But either way, I appreciate whoever the two people are that's listening to this podcast and spread it. And I'm going to do some shit at the end of it so you can follow some shit, whatever. So, yeah, whatever. Fuck this bitch. I mean, she can do whatever. She's rich as fuck. It really don't matter. Okay, here it is. This is what I was thinking of. In context, these two locations are 40 miles and roughly the same amount of minutes apart if you travel by car. But screw that and screw the earth. So pretty much they were saying the amount of time it took for you to go to the airport, to get on the plane, fly over there, get off, and then go to the thing would have been the same amount of time as if they just got in the car and went over there. But it did a lot more damage to the environment than all that. So there it is, 14 times more polluting than commercial planes. Private jets can be, here we go. Private jets can be anywhere from 5 to 14 times more pollutant than commercial planes and 50 times more pollutant than trains. I don't know why the fuck they said that. They need to do that to cars because it's like we're comparing this to a car. I don't think Kylie Jenner is going to make a fucking train station for a 40-minute ride, but whatever. Yeah. See, and while technically cars aren't as CO2 effective as planes due to gas to passenger per distance ratio, even that would have been much less polluting than a private jet. Oh, then fuck these people. So they're like, okay, so gas to passenger distance per ratio is better on a private jet than in a car. I'm sorry, not a private jet. It's better on a commercial jet than a car because of the passenger ratio. I guess, I don't know. Whatever. This is nothing because no one gives a fuck about. Because that's the thing. Everyone else is still getting in their cars and driving everywhere and not giving a fuck. But then when someone has a plane, they're like, fuck you. Can't use a plane to get around. Like, I'm a billionaire. I can do whatever I want to. And that's the thing. Kylie probably could save if she just needs to invest a little bit into, renewable energy, but also this isn't hurting her brand. It's not like she gives a fuck about renewable energy or polluting the skies or whatever. She doesn't give a fuck, so it's not really hurting nothing. Just someone bitching. Next, President Biden is not very he's not super tuned in to what the fuck is going on, it seems like. So President Biden says gas prices have been dropping for 34 days straight. I ain't seen shit. That was not within his notes, but that's me saying I haven't seen fucking shit change. Okay, he goes on to say about 50 cents a gallon. Number one, this is a badly written thing. Gas prices have been dropping for 34 days straight, about 50 cents a gallon. Is he talking about a day? He talking about a day? Because if it was 34 and a 50, that would be what, $17? That would be $17 it would have dropped. So they'd be giving us money for us doing gas because I think right now in Atlanta, gas is like $4 to $5, something like that. About $4. So it's like 4 minus 17 is 13. So they'd have to give us $13 back for it. I don't know what the fuck he's talking about. He has to be saying 50 cents a gallon has dropped over the last 34 days. That saves the average driver about $25 a month. Who the fuck is this guy? Is he just so out of touch he doesn't realize $25 don't even get you, your family a meal at Wendy's or Chick-fil-A or Popeyes? That's not, if you got 2 kids, it's not going to touch even like a food for the month. What the fuck is he releasing this for? He shouldn't have put those numbers in. He should have just said, hey, it's been dropping for 34 days straight. We want to continue to do this forever or whatever the fuck. It's like, why would you even say that? I know those extra dollars and cents mean something. It's breathing room. And we're not done working to get prices even lower. Bitch, how about you fix this fucking economy? This shit don't make any sense. How about you shut the fuck up and you figure out how to get this inflation rate a little bit lower, give me some extra money in my pocket. Get the fuck on. That's crazy. That's crazy. Just out of touch. The extra dollars mean something. What the fuck does $25 a month mean to me? All right, well, I'm a single man, so I can get like probably 2 meals out of that. Let's see. Ghana confirms its first 2 cases of the deadly and contagious Marburg virus. Didn't we just have COVID? Can we just stop making viruses? Okay, let's read this. Let's read this shit. I didn't read this beforehand. Let's see what the fuck this is. It better be like a fucking murderous virus because I don't want to hear nothing about viruses for the next 5 fucking years. Let's see. Ghana confirms its first 2 cases of the deadly and highly contagious virus Marburg. Number one, that's a lame-ass fucking name for a virus, Marburg. The highly deadly virus called Marburg reportedly causes, hemorrhagic. What the fuck is that word? Hemorrhagic fever and has a fatality rate of up to 88%. God damn. According to the World Health Organization. The organization says Marburg also lives in the same family as a virus that causes Ebola. Oh, shit. Some of the symptoms associated with the virus include high fever, severe headaches, and severe malaise. 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 That sounds like some shit that you drink. Hennessy. No, I like that. Malaise. Let's see. There are now 98 people who have been placed in isolation and possibly having contact with 2 people who have passed on the highly contagious virus. And 2 people reportedly died from the virus. There was a whole multidisciplinary team in the field trying to ensure we were able to unearth the real source, blah, blah, blah. No approved vaccines for the virus, but doctors say drinking lots of water and treating specific symptoms can boost a person's chances of living. I hate when they just say wildly obvious shit. Yeah, I think eating food and drinking water would really help you beat the virus. Like, no fucking shit, bro. Like, I doubt not eating food and not drinking water would not help me with getting over this fucking virus. And it's like, well, he starved to death. It's like, yeah, he got over the virus, but the nigga starved to death, so fuck him. But yeah, this Marburg virus, if it's like Ebola, because Ebola was some bullshit back in the day. And when I mean bullshit, I'm not saying like fake. I mean like it seemed like that was like a legit fucking worry because they were like, yeah, you're just gonna shit yourself to death. You're gonna have like bloody diarrhea, and then you're gonna bleed out your eyes, and then you die due to dehydration or whatever. And that also may be false. I may have just got that from a movie starring what's that white guy's name? I'm gonna say Tom Hanks or that fucking nigga from The Bourne Identity, Matt Stone, whoever the fuck his name is. Who the fuck was that? I don't know. I think it was called Contagion. So I might be taking that away from Contagion, but I might not be. But yeah. And also, how they get this 88%? If 2 people have died so far, that's 100% fucking fatality rate. And then they say 88% fatality rate. Like, where are they getting that from? Have other people died? There are 98 people who have been placed in isolation. So then there's technically 100. Hold on now. There's 98 people who have been placed in isolation. The first 2 people that had it died. So that 98 plus 2 is 100 people. They say it's 88% death. So that means, have 88 people already died out of the 100? Because that's some steep numbers. Yeah, keep that shit isolated, but don't give me that. I had COVID once. It wasn't too great. Wasn't the worst thing. All right. Next, California governor signs law allowing gun violence victims to sue firearms manufacturer for damages. That's some fuck shit. I don't understand what's going on. Like, because apparently in California, they're having like a real bad homeless problem and they're having like break-ins. And then they already had the thing where it's like, you can't, like police officers won't go out there if it's under a certain amount in either damages or things stolen. So if it's like less than $20,000, they just don't go out there for the stolen thing. And it's just like, I don't understand what California thinks it's doing. It's spinning right now. And I think it's because of the fact that, they, didn't make a lot, or they haven't let up on the COVID stuff. So they're just losing the ass of money right now, but could be wrong. Cause I'm not a fucking ecologist, economicist. What the fuck is that called? Ecologist? That sounds like some fucking like bacteria guy. Economicist, whatever. I'm not one of them. But yeah, this isn't cool because it's like if you sell somebody a a screwdriver and then they stab their wife to death and then it's like, hey, the wife's family wants to sue you. It's like, so you're just telling me I just can't make shit, or else if someone misuses it, because it's like guns are used for self-defense. If you get shot on, like it was used correctly, is what the fuck it's supposed to do. You can't sue me for it being used correctly because then I'm just gonna get sued to death. California Governor Gavin Newsom, this nigga don't seem like he's in his right mind. We might need to talk about him. Gavin Newsom signed a law Tuesday that clears a path for gun violence victims to file civil suits against companies that manufacture the firearms used in crimes. The move effectively tightens gun laws in California, which has the strictest gun safety measures in the nation. To victims of gun violence and their families, California stands with you. The gun industry can no longer hide from the devastating harm the products cause. A 2005 federal law protects gun manufacturers and dealers from lawsuits when the weapons they produce are used to commit crimes. Yeah, because that doesn't make any sense. Like if I get a roll of toilet paper and I shove it in my baby's mouth and then the baby died, I shouldn't be able to sue the toilet people being like, yeah, your toilet paper fucking killed my kid. Like, because I don't even think even Tide Pods, if people are eating them, it's like, yeah, that's just what the fuck. You shouldn't be doing that. You shouldn't be eating. This isn't what it's made for. Like, literally any item, if you just go to, like, Home Depot and you just start shoving shit in your mouth, it shouldn't be on those people's thing that, like, yeah, you are misusing our product. Like, that's not on us. I don't understand how they can even enforce that rule. Unless, that's the thing. I think they're just making it legal to do, but it doesn't mean that it's actually going to go through. A judge might look at it and be like, this has no fucking warrant. Like, you know, if someone has an AR-15 and shoots up a school, it's like, we didn't make the AR-15 to do that. He just did that shit on his own volition. Like, there's no way we can stop that from happening, you know? So we'll see how all that stuff works out. But yeah, this Gavin Newsom guy, because I had something else that I talked about recently with him. Actually, I think it was, I don't know if I talked about it. It was the, the whole thing with, boop, 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 doo, boop, 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 boop. Where the fuck is this thing? It's the dude. Pretty much you can do contraception. You can ask for child support before, oh, here we go. You can, this in what's his face? The fucking guy. This is Republican Senators Marco Rubio and Kevin Kramer. Kramer. I thought he was a dude on TV back in the day. Who the fuck is Kevin Kramer? Marco Rubio. I thought that was a nigga. Who's that dude? Mark Cuban, I'm thinking of. I'm like, I thought he had the Mavericks. Mark Cuban. Republican Senators Marco Rubio and Kevin Kramer introduced bill requiring child support at conception. This is kind of fucked up. Not really. I honestly thought that child support was already at conception if you knew who the dad was. But that's the thing. If you can't prove who the dad is, because, let's face it, I'm not saying all girls, but let's say like at least 2% of girls, let's not say whores, but let's say they might get around a lot. It might not know who the baby's daddy is because they've been having sex with multiple people in the same time frame. And guys can do that too, but I'm just saying, in regards to a baby, she don't know where the fuck it came from because she's just been getting nuts all over the place. Let's see. Blah, 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 blah. Following the Supreme Court's reversal of the landmark, blah, 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 blah. Fuck all that other shit. Kevin Kramer proposed a bill requiring child support payments beginning at conception. The legislation, called the Unborn Child Support Act, super fucking original, guys. The Unborn Child Support Act aims to provide financial support to pregnant women. It would amend the Social Security Act to ensure that child support for unborn children is collected and distributed under the Child Support Enforcement Program. You know what the child support that's the thing. I think the whatever the fuck enforcement program needs to, cause I'm not on child support. I don't have any friends that are on child support, but I'm taking all my information from TikTok and Insta. So if you don't like it, then you can continue listening because this is good information right here. Pretty much like, it seems like you can kind of use it on a variety of things that may not be for children. So it's like, if you give your wife child support, you should be able to okay what you want it to be used on rather than just a broad range of things. But I see how that could be backfired because it's like, okay, if you know that your baby mom's got like a bunch of diapers and you say you can only use child support on diapers, it's like you're kind of just binding up the money and making her pay for everything. But this fucking enforcement program at least could be like, okay, well, you can buy clothes, you can buy like child size clothes with it or whatever. And it, that makes sense. You shouldn't be buying like heels with your 3-year-old's child support money. But I don't know how often that is. I don't know if that's illegal or anything, but it's just a thought. Continuing on. It would amend this. Okay, I already read that shit. We should do everything we can to support American mothers and their children. This bill will allow expecting mothers to prepare and support their babies before they are born. The bill will allow mothers to request child support payments beginning the month of conception. Hold on now. If paternity is established after the baby is born, the child's mother could request. I don't believe in none of that shit. Fuck that. Before, I thought it was just saying when the baby comes out, then you can get the money. Like, no. I guess it does make sense. Let me think about this. Yeah, I guess it does make sense. Because if there is a paternity test that you can make or do while the child is still in the womb, then it's like, okay, well, she needs the prenatals or whatever the fuck. She does need vitamins. It is expensive. Okay. That does make more sense. That does make more sense than what I initially thought. If paternity is established but I don't know, the whole retroactive funds thing, I'm like, that's your fault. Like if you didn't put it in, like you just get it starting the day of when you put it in or whatever, when the results come back positive, like, you shouldn't be able to, like, if a girl or, I don't know why I keep saying girl. If a child is like 16 years old, 2 years away from being done with it, you shouldn't be able to be like, oh, okay, I want to cash in now and fucking break this nigga. Like, he's going to owe, $500,000 in child support. It's like, no, you did it. Like, that's your fault. You didn't know either who the dad was or you were just too lazy to do it. Laziness shouldn't be that you can fuck someone else's. Your laziness shouldn't be that you can fuck someone else's life up. And I understand, like, yeah, you may, but that's the thing. If you knew it was so difficult for you to get child support, or I'm sorry, if you knew how difficult it was to raise a kid and you went and did it for, 15, 16, 17 years, right up until the 18th birthday, that's all you get then because you should have been did it. And I don't believe that if you go to like prison or something, that you need to get like, because the whole thing about child support and you going to jail, it doesn't make any sense. Because then you're going to lose. I think I talked about this already. You're going to lose your job. You're going to lose your house, if you're in there for more than 3 months. And it seems like the justice system right now is kind of, I don't know if it's justice system, but the fucking courts right now are backed up to a year. So if you don't have enough bond money, which they say a lot of people don't even have, enough money for a $5,000 $5,000 fucking bill or whatever, it's just like, okay, what are you gonna do? Like, so you can't afford $5,000 in bail. You stuck in there. You lose your job. You lose your apartment. You lose your house, and now you're stuck with court fees and all that extra shit. And now you got to get child support. And, let's say you go to prison for 15 years. You're a felon. You come back out, and then you owe $250,000 in child support. And you're like, I have no valuable skills, and now I'm a felon. It's going to be extremely hard for me to find a job and extremely hard for me to find housing. Like, that doesn't seem very fair. I don't know. I honestly think that the government is just kind of making it so that it's just hard because, it seems, and again, this is just, I feel like statistics. If I'm wrong on it, then it is what it is. It's me being stupid. It seems like, not saying girls don't open businesses, but most guys are more competitive in the business world. Obviously, there's girls that's out there that are competitive and shit, and they want to get to it and make money and everything like that. But I say more guys are more money making. I think girls are more family oriented usually, because I don't know. It seems like a lot of my friends, I didn't grow up with a dad. So a lot of my friends whose dad was in their lives, they're like, yeah, he was just kind of around, but the mom was the one that I spoke to and that would give me chores and shit. The dad kind of just was like there. I still love my dad and everything, but he wasn't like as big of an influence as my mom was on me. So he was more concerned with other shit. I don't know what other shit is, but I'd say, most business people or CEOs or whatever are probably men. There are still probably a few female ones out there, but majority men. So where the fuck am I going? I forgot where the fuck I was going with that. Businesses, I don't know. Either way, fuck all that bill shit. I might need to cut that part. That shit didn't make any sense. I don't know where I was going with it. Oh, I'm sorry. They're trying to trap men. I think they're trying to trap people so that they don't have enough money to actually open a business and then, maybe become a competitor of a lot of these larger companies. Because it seems like a lot of these larger companies, instead of actually having the capitalism mindset where it's like, hey, we are both going to try to get customers, by just making better products or having better deals or whatever. It's more like we'll just buy you out and just make sure that we can upsell as much as we fucking can. Because once Amazon kills all the small businesses, it's just going to be like, oh, okay, well, we can just charge whatever the fuck we want to because it's the only way you can get your products. It's kind of like the healthcare system in America. It's like, if you want this shit, you're going to charge arm and a leg because we've already destroyed all the other small ones. I don't know if that's exactly true, but hey, for all the men that support Roe v. versus Wade being overturned, whatever. I don't know if guys, I don't know. I'd love to know the amount of guys that really were happy that Roe v. Wade was overturned. Cause I know I'm like, keep that shit in place. Let's see. Caring for both well-being and children's belongs before, damn, I fucked that whole sentence up. Caring for the well-being of our children begins long before the baby is born. It begins at the first moment of life, conception, and fathers have obligations, financial and otherwise, during pregnancy. I just love, I'm not going to say that. The bill is one of oh man, I think I've been talking for too long. The bill is one of several Republicans have introduced aimed at providing support for mothers in the wake of Dobbs v. Harrison Women's blah, blah. Okay. Bunch of Republicans love this shit. But, I don't know. Yeah, I mean, it kind of makes sense. Conception though, I don't know, because if it's like your girl and you've been fucking her for a few days, when can you really say? Let's see. Yeah, this dude, Elon Musk, he's kind of wild. It's kind of like, who is it? Chris Rock or no, that nigga from the fucking Wild 'N Out show, whatever his name is, the one who used to fuck Mariah Carey that they always clown on. He got 11 kids coming now, and even Elon Musk, he got 8 kids, I think, or 9. But he is like the second most rich person in the world. So, I mean, he can afford it. Elon Musk's dad, 76, confirmed second child with his 35-year-old stepdaughter. Elon Musk's dad, 76, confirmed second child with his 30. Number one, he already has two. Oh, he means second child as in like the second child with her. I was like, he already has two kids. Elon Musk and then Elon Musk's brother. Brother Musk is his name. But yeah, I'd really stepdaughter. That's a weird mindset to have though. I guess when was she stepdaughter? Because if they adopted her together, I'm like, he was plotting on something. If him and his first wife or whatever, had adopted this kid and now he's smashing her, he was plotting on that from day one. I guarantee it. But if it was the wife's daughter already, even then, I think he was still plotting on it. If it was the wife's daughter already, whenever they got married, and then as time went on, they got closer, that's just weird. Like someone that's a father figure, and then he's fucking you now. That's a weird thing. And I'd love to know if she would have did it if he was broke. I shouldn't have said that. Either way. I wonder how, well, that's the thing. Elon Musk's dad is also a rich guy too. So the rich breeds rich. Because Elon Musk's brother is also rich. He's making like fucking gardens that can do space shit. That's why Elon Musk wants to go into space, and then his brother's going to put like a garden up there so niggas can eat and shit. But yeah, and also Elon Musk was fucking his like secretary or something, or his like main engineer or something like that. I'm like, bro, you need to chill out, bro. That's crazy. Like, I don't understand dudes in power. It's like, why are you fucking the people in your office? That's clearly some Me Too shit. Just go to a club and then fuck one of those girls. They probably, number one, look better. And number two, because that's the thing, he's not with her. He just fucked her and then had a kid by her. I'm talking about Elon Musk and his like, whoever the fuck that lady was. I don't know who she was to him. But it's like, bro, you could have did not even better, but like, just don't do that. Just don't do that. It's just messy. Just messy for no reason. The richest man on earth, doesn't look bad, still fairly young. I think he's like maybe early 40s, mid 40s. Like, you can get some poo-tang. And also, all the clubs are going to let you in. You can fly anywhere. You have a fucking space company. You can fly wherever the fuck you want to in the United States, and you choose to fuck the lady that you see on a daily basis. It makes no sense. And also, it probably makes for a weird work environment. Come on, buddy. Got to do a little bit better. Yeah, what you did already is okay, but you just got to do a little bit better, fucking Elon, Mr. Musk. But yeah, other than all the shit that I'm going to take out because of, just to make sure no one feels offended or whatever the fuck, I really do hope you enjoy this podcast. Still working on it. So if you enjoyed the podcast, feel free to email me at thedailypodcast@gmail.com. Follow me on TikTok at The Daily Podcast. And then also I'm on Instagram at The Daily Podcast. If you like this fucking podcast, go and check out me and my cousin. We have a podcast called The Pullout Gods coming out sometime. So go and check that out. And also, I'm going to try to make a podcast with my girl. She's a funny little lady sometimes. Other times, she's a green little monster that likes to yell at me and fucking hit me and shit, and I don't like it. I'm lying. She doesn't hit me. That would be domestic abuse, and I don't want her going to jail. If anything, I hit her. I lie. I don't do that. It's called, like, JK Productions. We're not really 100% on the name, so don't look out for that, but be on the lookout just in case it does come out. And we might also change the name, so I don't know what I'm telling you this. Either way, take it easy, people. Keep it fucking breezy, easy, beautiful, cover girl. And talk to you next time. Peace.